It's not a good place to be. You do not want to be on these Psionic Storms, as these High Templar are gaining so much mana right now. So Socke really setting himself up to do a lot of damage with these Psionic Storms. If we could see a clash, like a huge ball of a huge ball move. And you should see a drop right here in the main of Socke, and the LiquidJinro not able to save any of those units, as that mineral line was pillaged quite a bit there, and that medevac just barely able to make it out of there. So Jinro, once again, doing a great job with these drops, not allowing Socke to really feel comfortable, always looking at the shadows, making sure that he's not about to be flanked. So, let's get some more of this tea as we see a little bit of downtime. Oh yeah, it's so good. So, right now, we actually have another Nexus coming down for Socke for another expansion, and Jinro, true to his nature, will be dropping these units off here, not digging this, will be attacking this pylon, making sure that Socke can't warp in any units. Will be attacking this Nexus. Will the forces of Socke be able to get here in time? As we do have the High Templars majestically floating over there. And no, actually it will not. And we do see Socke, oh, almost grabbed that one, but actually there wasn't any mana in the medevac. So it did all of 16, no, it only did 6 damage. So that was a nice move by Socke, but unfortunately there was no mana to burn. And Socke not digging what Jinro's doing, taking a note out of his own book, will be dropping in these High Templar and getting a Psionic Storm on the mineral line right here. All of these SCVs really not feeling so hot, as if he could have gotten a second Storm off, that would have really been brutal. Of course, that Calderan Amulet really making a huge difference. Was that what? Yeah, I believe that's the way you pronounce that. Will be making a huge difference, as the High Templar will be able to storm right off the bat, right out of the gate. And we actually have a Void Ray kind of loitering outside the base. So we actually see another Psionic Storm going down here on Jinro's forces. So Jinro having to constantly make sure that he does not allow himself to get stormed to death, as we see 5 ghosts here. All of these ghosts. We do see EMP Blast going down on these units. Another EMP Blast going down, catching a couple of those Zealots, catching one of those sentries. So we do see the forces of Socke in full retreat, not wanting to get caught out in the wind like that. And Socke right now could really do a great job of feedback, as Jinro had those ghosts out in the front, and that's just begging for these guys to get feedback, because right now all of them have more mana than they do have HP, so they would all be one-shotted. And as a ghost, that's not a position you want to be. But look at this. Socke will be dropping in once again, not letting Jinro rest at all. We do see another High Templar coming here, but of course Jinro, seeing that, will be evacuating his mineral line. And we do see four Marines stimming, getting up in here, but of course they are taking a nice psionic bath. We do see more units coming in here. We see 2 Zealots and another High Templar. Of course, that High Templar died on the vine pretty much. And the Marines retreating back to the watchful gaze of the Planetary Fortress, and of course those 2 Zealots were dispatched. Meanwhile, Jinro, floating another command center over here, will be populating this one, throwing out another command center. So Jinro continuing to expand. We do see the Void Ray charging up on the supply depot, and another Warp Prism down here, threatening to do another drop on Jinro's forces. Meanwhile, Jinro occupying the central Zelnaga tower, and Socke putting down some static defenses. So really doing just giving something for Jinro's forces to have to run into, and not allowing exactly this to happen, as those cannons would nullify these ghosts and their ability to run by there basically unmolested and unseen, as these ghosts are more warp. I'm sorry, getting distracted there. We see more warp prisms on here. So Socke looking to do more jumps, and we just saw 2. I think we just saw some sniping there by these ghosts on those Zealots. And we see these Zealots being rallied into these forces. We do see one of them go down. One Zealot seeing the situation at hand. And oh, what is this? We see 3 nukes finishing up for Jinro. Jinro unfortunately attacking the pylon right there, so giving away his position. Will Socke react in time? Yes, he does evacuate the mineral line, as a nuke will be coming down on this Nexus. Of course, the Nexus being abandoned won't be that big of a deal. Oh, look at this. We have a missile turret going right underneath the Warp Prism here. Will it be done in time? I do believe so. And this Warp Prism is going to get a face full of missile. And meanwhile, we have the forces of Socke charging up against the bio ball of Jinro. We do see an MP round go down on this High Templar, stripping him both of his shield and his mana pool. And we do see the Void Ray in danger of being destroyed here. We see more EMP blasts going down. We see another EMP blast going down on these units as they spawn. So these guys, right now, all of these High Templar are being stripped of all of their energy. Basically useless. Are we going to see Archons? Because we see so many, more Side Storms. 3 Side Storms going down, 4 Side Storms going down, all of these units. These guys are not in a position that they want to be in, as they are coming down off their drugs, 4th and a 5th Psi Storm coming down, so all of these Marauders will die to those Psi Storms. Meanwhile, we do see a concentration of forces over here by Socke, looking to do a counterattack. More Psi Storms coming down, as we just see the streaming of these High Templar coming in here. Just so many High Templar. Once again, coming up here, that one Templar doing a bad rally. This one Templar, big shot. He did have enough for Psi Storm. This one as well. We do see this Hero Zealot charging these forces. More Stalkers engaging. Another Psi Storm coming down. Meanwhile, we had the forces of Socke attacking this command center. Not liking that it's there. Going to be threatening this high yield expansion. We do see Jinro pulling back, but reinforcing at the same time. So we see all these forces on hold position right here. So this Zealot's going to die all for nothing. Meanwhile, we have more of these Marines coming up here threatening this position. We do see Psi Storms coming down on LiquidJinro's forces on all fronts. We are seeing constant battle on all fronts as neither player wanting to let the other player get a sense of rest and relaxation, as we do see 2 Archons coming in for Socke. Socke just really cranking it up, really doing a good job with these High Templars. These High Templar have been doing so much damage, and we do see another Warp Prism coming over on LiquidJinro's base. So we see the second command center. I don't know if he wanted to piggyback it over here, but or put down another planetary fortress, but we do see Socke. Woo! Excuse me. We do see Socke coming in here, but there are no SCVs to kill. So this is kind of all for naught, but Socke, of course, just kind of locking down this island expansion, not allowing LiquidJinro to really realize the economic potential here. And we do see 3 more nukes coming down, going to be coming online for Socke. Socke keeping some units in his main, making sure that Jinro not able to harass his main, basically, and catch himself off guard. As we do have the armory here. I haven't seen any Thors online, but we do see the tanks, so we do have 3 tanks on the field, going to be doing a good job of protecting the bio forces here. We see a crap ton of medevacs. These medevacs are going to be pivotal in keeping these units alive and keeping them basically healthy while we do see these storms coming down. We do see an EMP blast catching that one Templar, but Psi Storm going down on these forces. We see that Templar going down. We do see the Archons charging up here, killing 2 of those units. 2 of those Marines were unfortunate. Yeah, that's right. Look at that juicy core. And we actually have a Stalker right here. 2 Stalkers down here, but the Stalker hanging just outside of the range of fire of this planetary fortress, so locking down this mineral line. Ever just being a pain in the rear. Jinro, though, moving up here, putting tanks on the high ground, doing a good job of just sieging the this expansion of Socke. The high yield, of course, being mined out. We do see these Archons moving up here, trying to make something happen, trying to kill these tanks, as it does look like the tanks will be going down. Yes, but both Archons will be sacrificing themselves for the death of those tanks. So we still have these 2 tanks up here on the high ground. We do see a transfer by Socke, but these units are going to be way in the wind, as we do see a kind of a baiting force by Jinro, pulling Socke's units into the withering fire of these tanks. So Jinro is doing a good job of just maintaining the fire, creeping towards Socke, as we've seen Socke constantly retreat during the entirety of this. And we will be seeing this robotics bay go down if Socke doesn't do anything. So Jinro moving up, feeling confident once and then he can come in here. We do see the Psi Storms coming down on these Marauders. Both those Marauders not really feeling so good. We do see one Marauder coming down there, and we do see the second one able to survive because of the medevac. And we do see a Void Ray coming in here, but all of these forces stemming there, but taking a huge psionic bath right there by these High Templar. We see EMP blast coming down on these High Templar. Of course, they have nothing left, because we do see that one. Oh, and we see a nuke. Not to be outdone, we see a nuke coming down from this ghost, but will the ghost be able to actually get it down in time? We do see one of his brothers being killed there, and we do see all the forces of Socke moving away from that. So we do see the pylon go down. We do see the power, lack of power on these warp gates. We will see this warp gate go down. This, of course, the Nexus will be fine. As we see this Void Ray going to be taking out this one. Yes, the tank does go down. Will it be able to take out this medevac? Yes, the medevac goes down with all hands on board. Meanwhile, Socke pushing into Jinro's forces, trying to force him out of here, trying to break free, as we see, oh, this Psionic Storm just withering these Marauders. Meanwhile, this tank racking up the kills, killing off all those Stalkers, all of those High Templars, so it just was not enough from Socke. Meanwhile, Socke doing a good job of locking down this island, and Jinro not able to do anything with this expansion either. Meanwhile, we see the overpopulation of Socke's, pretty much Socke's one base, as this natural is popular.